I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing you up here in Minnesota. Have you been here before?
No, I did the New York, the
Okay.
usual New York stuff. So it's going to be a lot different if I
Oh yeah.
visit this time. No more
New
Macy's
York.
or
Yeah.
running around with shopping bags.
Right. Yeah. So New York City, not other parts of New York.
No, standing
Okay.
outside shops in New York while my wife
Okay.
shops.
Yeah, it'll definitely be different then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start off with maybe talking about what you guys are going to be talking about in your seminar, just to sort of tease folks and let people know what they can expect to see the first weekend at Game Fair.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I think kind of as a outline, I think there's kind of like two things we can kind of cover, and Maddie jump in kind of whatever, but I think um would be so Maddie, I think, can kind of give them an insight into the field trial world. And Maddie's done field trials in the UK and Ireland, and what that takes to build the dog to that level. And then I think we can also kind of pivot to some training kind of methods or techniques that might be a little bit different than some of the American stuff. And I think that kind of meshes well because it's all kind of the same. That's how he builds
Yeah.
dogs for that. But it's also the same way you'd build a dog for a hunting dog or whatever, and it's really the same way I train here too. So I think the
Right.
combination of that would be good. And then we just kind of have to, I think, figure out the logistics of how we would present that. So
Okay. Sounds good. Any other thoughts, Maddie, on that one?
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose it's probably from the puppy stage, and I'm a huge believer of trying to enhance what's in the dog, instead of kind of restricting. It's not. I love natural ability. I love the flow of the dog, the flow of the animal, to see exactly what it's bred for, that sort of stuff. So I really emphasize in that. I don't like to. I like to see that natural ability, that you're not infringing too much, that everything's flowing, the dog is happy,
Hmm.
that connection between dog and handler. That's, look, it was me judging, and uh, it's what I love. I love to see. I suppose I want to see the dog happy as the person. It
Right.
can be difficult at times. Training dogs can be stressful, like, but I suppose it's just a different aspect of a chain of thought of, like, if something's going wrong, right? Are we going to try and correct it, or did I teach it right? Did I not teach it right? Let's break it back down. Why can't they understand it? Right, maybe I need to simplify this, go through smaller steps. It just works with different dogs, different breeds, or different ages, different temperaments. So I suppose it's a thought process, really. How you as a trainer have to adapt. So that sort of stuff, and
Yeah.
keeping keeping it good, like, keeping it good for handler and dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. What qualities do you look for in a top tier field trial dog? Did I forget?
I
Okay.
I what I love myself is I love a low tail. That style, that whipping style. I love good eye contact. That even though he's out working, and if he's in the wrong area, and you pip the whistle, that he spins, and he's really looking. You've that real good bond. I love to see that. Um, that's what I love. Low tail, good eye contact, and a happy dog. A happy dog, and even if there's a fail, that you can pip pip pip, and the dog is coming back happy. So that connection between dog and man, I think is really really important. Like.
Yeah. What's what's one of the best ways to build that? Is it just a matter of just spending lots of time, lots of small bursts of time, being consistent, or is there a different way that you can build that?
It just develops the different dogs in different ways. Really, I like to see it from pups. Obviously, being well socialized is you'll never get it back. I think between 1 and 6 weeks in a dog's life is so important, that it's nearly more important than the rest of his life, because it can infringe so much in their life. So I think them first weeks of puppyhood and all that, so it's so important. So Barry, that it has to be right, and then you'll see them progress, and you'll see the bold pup, you see the quiet pup. They just develop at their own, and I don't know. You just see something in them, that little eye, that soft eye looking at you, or you know what I mean, the little clap, and he's spinning. So you can almost say he's responding to the sound. So then you can introduce the whistle, and this different. There's little bits of games you can try with them, but it works at different levels, But you have to have it that the whistle is a good noise. That response is good.
Right.
It's
Okay.
right. Where am I going? I
Yeah.
love that. Pop, spin. Right. Where do you want me? Not. Oh, I'm after doing something wrong. So.
Right. Right. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
how
and I
did you
think
get? Oh yeah, go ahead.
I,
Go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say, I think, as far as the program too and the breeding, it's a lot of it, is genetics and
Yeah. Yeah. You
selecting
got to see that.
Yeah.
from the proper animals. I know Maddie, we like a kind of a bigger, stronger stud dog that's athletic, that can handle, the terrain. And the British dogs are not as big as some of the other stuff you might see, but they're definitely an athletic, strong dog. And I think we've selected dogs that kind of fit that mold too. So.
Right. Okay. How did you get started in not just field trials, but just dog training in general, Maddie?
It probably stems back from my childhood, really. I suppose I got a dog when I think it was 9 years of age, and my dad passed away when he was around 8, so I got a dog in around 9, and I suppose that was kind of the bond coming through, and then learning the skills of hunting and all that kind of stuff. That I suppose it's working in the field, bushing with the dogs, and then you're developing on maybe into ferrets and that kind of hunting. Then you're fishing, and then it's just progress, and then I always wanted to. I was shooting crazy at that time, duck shooting. So I remember when I came back, I was in the UK studying for a couple of years and working over there. When I came back, I just looked up we had a shooting times magazine at the time, and I looked up and I got a number out of it, and it was an A-panel judge, just say, for the field trial, and I contacted him and I asked I was looking for something big, strong. I wanted to buy the best dog I could get.
Right.
So for me, these were the best dogs you could see. So I was just lucky that I got that dog, and I think I told the story before. I got that dog, and I trained him. I literally cut out articles out of a shooting magazine. I made a folder and read and read and read and read and applied and applied and applied and applied. So I started with him. That was a dog called Willamont Ricky. So in about 2 years after that, I got a phone call from the same guy. His name is Michal Hoy. I mentioned him before, and I'm still very good friends with him. And he rang me. He says, "Well, young lad, how's the dog going for you?" And I said, "Yeah, he's going good." And is he doing this? Yep. Is he doing that? And I was shooting pigeons over him and all that kind of stuff. So he goes, "That's great. There's a working test close to your house on Sunday. I want to see you. Come across to me and meet me." So I went across to him and met him, and they were short one dog in one event, kind of it's stages. I think he gave the same crack, and he put me in as a buy dog, and it's probably from that he picked. No, it was a novice class, but the dog was 2 year old. Like
Okay.
he picked everything, and then the following weekend it was a working test, another one on. So then I went up, and then I won the novice test, and I won and that was it. That's it.
That's where it's. How old were you when that happened?
What? I come home. I was in England April 2001, 2, 3, 4, probably 2005, 6. Yeah. And that was my very first Labrador. And I actually made him in champ. And his last trial was in the Lochutra estate down in Galway on a
Okay.
pheasant shoot. So I made him a field trial champion. Yeah. I remember my first trial. I was never even had a shoot before. I was as gobsmacked as the dog was.
You was novice, yeah.
I was like, "What is going on here?" So I was, and him, he was looking at me. He was going, "What? We could be hunting for half a day and no birds, like." So that was it. And then I suppose what taught me about the abilities of the dogs, and I always remembered it's not too far away from here. I was up on a hill one evening, and a really, really strong wind, and I had him with me, and a pigeon came across, and I clipped him, and he glided down a valley, and more or less he went about 300 yards, and I was thinking, right, I get to drive down the road, and I go back around, and I'll try and come in and find out where he is. And I looked down, and the dog was glued on him.
Hmm.
So I says to him back, and he actually went down the whole valley, up a bog face, up onto the moor, and into a wood, and come back at the bird. And
Oh,
I was like, oh my God,
yeah.
this is what the. And then I knew the capabilities of dogs.
Right, right.
So that was literally in the field, and then I went, whoa, and then developed into trialing and so on and so forth.
What part of Ireland do you live in, and what's it like around
It's a
there?
it's a place called Mullingar. It's 40 minutes from Dublin Airport.
Okay.
It's actually the very centre of Ireland. It's the Capstone. It's only about 10-minute drive from my house. So it's yeah, rural community. I suppose we're blessed. We have very good snipe ground around. There's a lot of bogs around where we are. So there's a lot of very, very good snipe shooting and that kind of stuff. So it's not woodland, green fields. It doesn't look too far away. I'm looking out behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's green,
Yeah.
so it is.
Well, this is just my yard here, so this is nothing nothing special here. But yeah, definitely
Yeah,
probably more hills and rocks and glens than right here.
yeah.
Just little sand plain with that. So, um, what's what moments stand out to you the most as you've been competing internationally and you've produced is it five international?
Yeah, 5 champions, and I think that's the certificates you get there now if you make up a field child champion on the walls there. Um, Look, there's, I suppose, it's probably Tamrose Aragon is probably the biggest success story really. It probably embarrassing for me that he was that easy to train. It was phenomenal. Like, he was almost a gimme, but I suppose his natural talent over the years, representing Ireland, and then traveling to the UK to the English Championship, and competing in that. Like, that's a tough gig. It's 3 days on your own. Again, all the best dogs, really. And
Mhm.
he got a third in that, so it was a phenomenal achievement. Like, I'm not a dog's full time. I work as well, like, so.
Okay, what's your full-time gig?
Yeah, so, and I balance family life and that. Like, so it's you put in the graft, like you have to work, like, and you have to time can be precious. So
Right, right.
that's why I think training can be. You have to know when you're going training. You have to know what you're doing. Like, just
Yeah. What do you do when you're not
that's it.
training? What's your job?
I work with people with mental and disabilities.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's the big job. So
Okay,
yeah, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy my work, so it's great to be able to say that.
right, that's good. And you have kids too, you said?
I have a 3-year-old, I have a 10-year-old, and an 11-year-old. Two
Okay,
girls and a boy. So it's
okay.
busy. We're busy.
Oh
We're
yeah,
busy for
very
sure.
busy.
Everyone's busy.
Yep.
You know.
Do the kids work with the dogs as well, or are you?
Yeah, no, no,
Oh, okay.
no. It's nah, they don't. They're football and sports, and
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
coach. I coach the local rugby team as well. I coach the under 10s as well, and
Oh wow.
kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I
Yeah.
do a lot. Yeah, I do a lot.
Very busy guy. Very busy guy.
I'm terrified of sitting down in my own thoughts.
Yeah, I
I
hear
keep
you.
moving.
I can definitely relate to that. Um,
Yeah.
what do you think sets Irish dogs and Irish trainers apart on the international stage? Anything that jumps out to you with that?
It's like most of us, none of us, there's 98% of us are not professionals, we work. So I suppose the work ethic into training dogs, and the standard is high, it is high. Faults are not let go.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? If I was heading for tree trial in Cork, you could be traveling 3 hours and you go down into line, and if your dog gives a makes a little bit of a noise, you're getting a tap on the shoulder and you're driving the whole way home. So you have 6 hours and probably 3 hours. You have the whole day gone because there's a little fault or something. So it's a long way taking a chance on something. So people like to make sure stuff is good, and it's good. The standard is good, like then, it higher standard. So
Right.
Yeah.
so you have to have, you have to have it right.
Yeah, Ron, the standard in Ireland and UK for the trials is very high.
Yeah.
It would be different than a lot of the American stuff. Like one of the obedience and the behavior of the dog is judged much more severely. Like Matty said, like one little noise out of your dog, you're disqualified.
Wow.
So So the dogs have to be very calm, relaxed, quiet, and they have to be able to do the field work too. So there's that balance. And the American stuff, they'll tolerate some of that, behavior issues at the line, as long as the dog performs in the field. So that's one of the qualities of the British Lab and the Irish Labs that are appealing to people, is that calm, quiet dog that you can hunt with and lay by the fire and relax and
That off
be
switch,
super.
the
Yeah,
off
the
switch
off
is
switch,
what.
as we call it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, a lot has been written about the difference between British labs and American labs. Is there,
I could always have that debate. Say, well,
yeah, anything
gonna go
different
on
with Irish
forever.
labs? Anything different?
Sorry.
Anything unique that Irish labs, what you guys breed for, what you guys train for
But
from?
look, as Dave said, I like athletic dogs. I like good, athletic, healthy dogs. They work in the field, so like they need good stamina, they need good lungs. Good conformation. Like that you have to have the full package. Like that's you need stuff that can work hard. Work hard really. That you want stuff that can go for a couple of days, really. These trials like the UK, the English Championship is 3 days and more. Like heavy rain, fog. It was tough going. Now, very very tough going.
Right.
So they have to be able to switch off, switch on, switch off, switch on. You can be brought in for 2 retrieves. You're put away for 2 hours, 3 hours. You have to go back in, take a one retrieve. Dog has to be on point.
Right. Right.
And I think a lot of the Irish dogs too, they're bred for the terrain that they have over there, which is it's pretty rough. I mean,
It's
they're
rough, yeah. Yeah, it's rough, yeah.
I mean the bogs,
Yep.
or
Yeah, Dave is on a few of our bogs and he suffered.
yeah.
He
Yeah, you
suffered.
want to do the old the Irish fitness, just go over there and walk on the bog for a day.
Through those bogs is tough, right? Yep.
Oh, but here, my back, my legs, my back, my legs, my feet.
So yeah, it's tough going, and then all the brambles, the blackberries, and just
Yeah.
like thorns, and yeah, it's
Thick
it's
stuff.
not it's not easy. It's not like hunting a cornfield.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
no. It's definitely the opposite of hunting a cornfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite.
Yeah, the terrain is tough. It is tough. The terrain is tough, but I suppose we grew up with it, so we probably know no
Right.
different, and we
Right.
expect dogs to do it. Like we don't even see it as an obstacle.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are some of the places that your competitions have taken you, or you're judging for both of you? Where are some of the places that you guys have gone, or where are some of those places that you go every year? I know you go to the CLA Game Fair, correct?
Yeah, yeah. It's actually on this weekend, so there's a CLA game fair.
Oh, okay, it's this
So
weekend.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's on this weekend. I said, well, you're looking to know about judging or where dogs have taken us?
Yeah, yeah. Where have you?
Yeah.
Some places that you've both gone with your competitions, either as a
Well, it's usually
as a trainer,
yeah.
as a judge.
I suppose like you have the Skinners World Cup and it used to be Anglesey and then the CLA are kind of the three big ones. Scone Palace is another one. They're kind of game fairs, they're international game fairs competing against each other, and then the World Cup is the World Cup. Like so, they're nearly always based in Wales, the UK, that sort of stuff. But across Europe, then yeah, sure. And Italy, and a lot of places. I do a good bit of traveling across Europe. Just it's judging and doing bits of training classes and bits and bobs. Yeah, so it's enjoyable, But it's taken me a fair few places now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Maddie and
think
I
I
have
think yeah,
gone to Italy a couple times together.
Okay.
yeah.
Judge and hold training classes and eat pizza and sausage and salami and
More pizza and salami.
more
Yeah,
pizza and salami. So yeah, it's good. It's fun. I mean, it's been a good entree to meeting a lot of people around the world, which has
Yeah.
been fun just to see all that you have that common bond with the dog, and you
Yep.
can relate to, even if the language is a little rough. They some of them speak English, some of them don't.
Right.
So they have a harder time understanding Maddie's English than my English, but we.
yeah. We were on lingo. But yeah, it does. It takes you. Like I remember a few years ago judging the Spanish Championship up in a big canyon, and there's a big valley in between us, and there was dogs. I had a lion on my side, and I think Ronnie Farley's with me on the far side, and we were crisscross, and there was a wind was steaming down the middle of the channel, and partridge were breaking and they were dusting them across the valleys, and we were sending dogs over across the valleys. Like where I was, I remember standing and going, "Wow, this is unbelievable! The
Yeah.
scenery, the
Right.
dog, it was phenomenal." Now it was really, I just went. It was one of those moments you end up going, "God, look where we are.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant." Like that was really really enjoyable that. But yeah, I was in Austria this year, Italy. Yeah, moving around quite a bit. Yeah.
So Spain,
To be
Italy.
honest, it's a small world really as well with the dogs.
Yeah.
You look forward to seeing them now. One time we were going over doing stuff, but now they're actually friends you're meeting now. It's enjoyable. Like
Right. Right. Yeah. It's
we all
seeing
keep
the
in
same
contact.
people.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
What are some of the other major countries that have people competing with you besides, France and Spain, Italy, UK, Ireland?
Oh yeah, Denmark, Holland, all these play. Yeah, the standard is very
Yeah.
high across Europe. Very high.
Okay.
Very very good. Across Europe. Yeah, if you look at even the Skinners World Cups over the last few years, I know Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales were dominating for years, but it's all changed around now. These dogs are very very high standard, and look, I suppose a lot of the bloodlines would be coming across from Ireland or the UK as well, and but there's some phenomenal dogs over there, absolutely phenomenal dogs.
Yeah.
The standard is very very high. It really is. The good dogs are very 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 good.
Right. David, are there a lot of Americans over there competing, or is it
No, so there really are no Americans over there. So when I go there,
okay?
I'm always like the only American. It's, kind of a different, like the rules are different. Everything is different about it. And,
Okay.
I learned from, kind of shadowing Maddie and how this all works. But I don't think there's really many people that have ventured over to really do that. I mean, I think
Exactly.
there's some people that have gone to England and stuff and Ireland, but Europe, I not so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Any,
hear anyone. Yeah.
why do you suppose that is? Any,
I don't know. I think it's just they don't know. I think,
okay.
it's kind of one of those things you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And the American and the Canadian system operate similar. Um, and what Europe has that's different is it FCI, Manny? Is it
FCI. Yeah, yeah,
FCI? So I forget what it stands for, but it's an organization that oversees all of the tests and the trials, and it's uniform with all the countries, so they
Okay.
all can compete and see our rules are just American Kennel Club, right? Canadian Kennel
yeah,
Club.
Yeah.
Right. So there's there they all kind of mix and can do it. So it allows for people to kind of freely travel across and compete, which is
yeah.
cool. I mean, it's a neat thing. They all have their own kennel clubs, but the FCI is kind of this governing body over the
Everybody,
over
yeah.
the competitions.
Okay. Do you bring any of that into Waterstone? Is there anything with your puppy programs or anything with that, or is that
Yeah, so that's the way I train.
okay?
So I am probably one of, I mean, very few trainers that would train without an e-collar.
Right.
And I'm also probably one of the few trainers that really stick to that traditional training method.
Yep.
And it's honestly it's been very popular. Like I get a lot of calls with people go, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So it's a niche, and it's different. So I think people are starting to understand they can, uh, with social media, now you can see these dogs, and I don't know how much you pay attention to it, but me and Maddie were talking about there's a guy over in England that it's called Slingley Gun Dogs, and he'll line up, I don't know, 10, 12 dogs at a time, all without collars, just sitting there, and he'll just call one by one name, go out, and like people see that and they go,
That's
well, how's
impressive.
that possible? Right. And then
Yeah.
so they start digging in, but that's really not all that uncommon to see.
That's expected. Like we have to
Yeah,
do that.
Yeah,
yeah.
it sounds like it. Right.
Yeah. Like we're at shoots. We need to do that because we need dogs off the leads. If there's a runner gone that way, we need to get that bird because
Yeah.
you have to get him quick because he could run off and die, and so he needs to be dispatched. The next minute there's another one gone this way. So you need another dog to work this lad, and then another. So you need to be able to do this sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it's gaining in popularity. And there's a lot of dogs that come this way. There really are not many dogs, if any, that go the other way.
Right.
They're not interested in our genetics over here.
Right.
And that would be true. Like, I mean, a lot of people import Malwas and Drahts and Shepherds and, from Germany and Austria and all that kind of stuff. And it's the same with the Labradors and Cockers and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. Okay. What would you say for folks who are interested in getting into field trials? What's the enjoyment that you get from being a part of that world with so much of your time?
I suppose you have to be very competitive. And but honest, it's heartbreaking at times. Like, you know what I mean? There's only one person that wins,
Right.
and so be prepared to take a lot of knocks.
Hmm.
Um, and then you're dealing with an animal as well, so you have to that has to be low for a certain percentage
Right.
as well. Look, I suppose encouraging people into it. Look, I suppose it's like anything. When the highs are very high, the lows can be low as well. But I suppose that striving to be the best
Hmm.
is it's a great feeling. Sometimes, even though I analyze it sometimes, and even when you train hard and you go and win, there's some crazy, I suppose, emotion feeling that on your way home, it's almost like you're after getting out of jail. Like it's over now. The stress is gone.
Right.
I won, but I don't know which is better, the red rosette or just now I can relax for a while
Yeah.
and we could go. So I don't know which I get more out of.
Right. Right. I got you. That makes sense.
You're keen to get there. You're
Yeah.
even you're delighted to get there. But you're even happier to get home in
Right.
one
Right.
piece. But it can be quite disheartening, like there's some trials and islands down here in Ireland, and they're actually you're boated out in an island. Actually, the Irish Championships on it this year, and you're on a 16 dog stake, like, and you're out on your first bird. You're stuck on the island for the day, like
Yeah.
that's it.
Right.
Go around sulking in your own head for the whole day in the wet and the rain, going through. Should I done this? Should I done that? Oh, I should have stopped them.
Right.
All
Right.
this kind of, yeah. So I don't know whether I'm encouraging anyone. Am I really?
Well, you're giving the realistic perspective.
That's the, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I suppose when you rear a pup up and you become a field trial champion. I remember making up my first field trial champion, and I was so happy with that feeling, that accomplishment, and so that kind of buzz. It is a good achievement, very, very good achievement. Something, you know what I mean. You're taking a pup, literally a pup, away from his mum, reared it up, and made him into a field trial champion, which is the highest status you can really get, So
Right.
it's quite an achievement. Sometimes, being honest, there's sometimes you're nearly doing it for the dog because you're spending so much time with the dog, and you're kind of saying he deserves this. He deserves this, and he just needs to work hard and get this because he does deserve it. Because
Yeah.
on the day you have to produce maybe 6 A retrieves to win a trial. On your training, you could be pulling off 10 A retrieves, and the dog is absolutely brilliant. But I suppose, it's that fine tuning, and you've seen the dog go so well, and you're thinking, oh, he really deserves this title.
Right. Right. Any goal, any accomplishments or achievements you have yet to achieve that's sort of on your list of
Well,
hopefuls?
look, sir, it's I suppose winning the Irish Championship.
Yeah.
I think I've seconds or thirds, and I don't know what of their certificates, and I got most stylish dog, I got top breeder, I got everything bar the red rosette.
Okay.
Yeah, I think went off and I got third in the IGL, the English Championship, then got third in the Irish Championship. I said, no, God, not another yellow rosette, please.
Yeah.
And people would absolutely die for it, but yeah, yeah.
What do you think what is it? It's just the right combination of things has to come together for that to happen,
Oh
or
yeah, yeah. You definitely you don't need bad luck. You just
right.
Yeah, you don't need bad luck. No, listen, it's the more than anything. It's the dog getting the opportunity for a running bird. And pulls off a good runner, and your two A's are sitting neck on A's. There could be 5 dogs in A's, and next minute a bird is clipped and it's a runner, and it's a tough retrieve, and the dog hits the area and pulls the bird and all that, and he's getting an A with a dot up, he's got it. You didn't get it. You didn't get the opportunity to get it, but
Right.
he's got it. And it's very, there's fine hairs. I
Yeah.
remember the first time trying to qualify for the UK. I had an absolute screamer of a run. It was actually with Arthur, and I got a second. And you have to win to qualify for the UK, the IGL, and I remember the bird that done it was actually a no bird situation. A dog was tried in cover he was tried in beat turnip beat and beat and hit the area, hunted, and he was called up. And I was tried. There was only two of us left in the line, and I was tried in it, hunted. I had to hunt the area, even though the dog did an absolutely phenomenal job in the area. The bird was definitely not there, but I had to still put him there and hold him in it. And they told me to call him up, and Arthur lifted his head like this, and I pip, and he put his head back down to hunt, and I pip, and he lifted his head, and then he came back to me, and that cost me.
Oh, dang.
That was the fine tuning.
A little bit.
That was the difference between the winning first and second.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's that, you know.
Yeah, well, the dog was just probably trying to catch that scent because it wanted to bring something back, right?
Yeah, but the other dog lifted his head, and when he called him, he came.
Yeah.
And it's as quick as I tell you. It's as quick as I've told you what happened.
Right. Wow.
That's the fine tuning. And I remember on the wards, I know Nigel Carp was judging. I can't remember the other judges. And even though subconsciously you think but I knew what was going to do me. And he said to me, "Well," and I said, "Well," he goes, "You know, done you?" And I said, "Oh yeah." I know it's a hard look, buddy. And that was it, like, you know, and it was the right decision. Unfortunately, it was the right decision.
Right.
I'm looking forward to getting across.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a route around and talking to people, and yeah, I am really looking forward to it now.
Yeah, we've got you. You guys are all 3 days of that first weekend of Game Fair at 11 o'clock in the main seminar tent. So it's a good spot to be.
People, yeah, people come in and talk, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like, you know, I like the psychological end of dog training as well, and the body movements and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting. It'll be good.
Yeah,
good.
Sure.
Yeah, please God.
Yeah, it's a great event. I've gone many times, and I've been there you guys have been doing it since the 80s, and
82.
Yeah, I think I started going there like early 90s. So yeah, it's a great event. There's nothing else like it in the US for that.
That's brilliant.
Well, Chuck and Lorelai are the ones who started it, and Chuck is 91. He still runs it.
Oh, is he? Holy cow.
Yeah,
he sounds great. Talking on the phone, he sounds great.
He's been in the biz a long time, but they got the idea for it after going to CLA.
Did he?
Yeah. And they've even met the Queen and hung out with the Queen when she was back in the day. But they wanted to bring that idea back to the United States and have a sort of an American version of that here, and it's modified and changed over the years to what you see it now. But there's not as many. There used to be some more field trial sorts of things that was happening. That was a big deal early on. And that just became. It just didn't stick with the event. But obviously we still have a lot of the top trainers around and top breeders like Dave and other folks. So
cool.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah.